Before anything, right here in the beginning, I gotta give an honorable mention. Okay, here we have Yomawari Midnight Shadows. Charming art style, yet terrifying at the same time. This is a really good, I think this is a hidden gem. I think this is one of those games that's really good and not enough people know about it. But let's check it out. You play as this little girl, and now don't let the cutesy art style fool you. This is this is quite a deep, dark game, but it's beautiful. I gotta tell you that it's as beautiful art style. I love the way they did the art style of this game, and they make you have your guard down with the cutesy art, but before you know it, you will be tense. You'll see, you will be tense. This is one of those horror. It's good, man. Really, you guys really should check it out. Now, compared to the other games on this list, this is a more slow pace, depending on the ambience and storytelling type of game, because it's more towards the horror genre. But I do consider it a top-down game, especially with the art style, the 2D animation, and the top-down look, even though it doesn't have, it does have, in other words, it does have side-scrolling little areas, but I really do consider this a really good game that you guys should really try out. It's just, it's good, man. Don't take my word for it. Try it out yourself. It's good. Here we have The Binding of Isaac. Very popular game. A lot of people know it, especially on Switch. This is the Rebirth edition. There's different editions to it. This is the one I have. What could I say? It's an amazing top-down game full of action and randomness and darkness. It's really good. I shouldn't have to say much. It's The Binding of Isaac. It's a good game. Each game you play, each new run you play will have its own unique. You could choose different characters, by the way. I'll go with Isaac. It has its own unique dungeon, and everything is randomized every time you enter. And it's another dungeon top-down shooter. But it really is something. It really is something. The darkness, how dark it can really get the more you play it, and how random and chaotic and overpowered. Oh, I think it's one of those, this is definitely one of those games that you could play a bunch of times, and since every time you play it, it's unique to your run. You might end up with very powerful weapons. You may end up with very powerful weapons, or you may end up with a terrible run, terrible weapons. It's a game I really encourage. Oh, I'm about to die already. Sometimes you're lucky. It's a game like that. It's so random, and that's what increases the replayability of it. It's just so replayable. But you know, try it out for yourself. I'm sure a lot of people have tried it already, and a lot of people know about this game. But don't listen to me. Try it out for yourself. It's really awesome. It's a really awesome game. Okay, here we have Enter the Gungeon. Now this is an amazing top-down action game that you can play with your friends, and it's action packed and chaotic. You could run into some really wacky, fun situations. It's really good, and its unique art style is kind of old school, but it's all about the gameplay. It's all about the gameplay in this type of game. You guys should check it out. Let me show you a little bit. Now, even though it's pixelated, the wacky art style it has really sells it for me. It looks really funny and good. But the gameplay is amazing. Let's get into the action. The enemies are hilarious. Oh snap! You can hide behind tables, as you can see, and it's kind of a dungeon crawling. It's called Enter the Gungeon, so it's dungeon crawling all the way. But chaotic. It could get so chaotic. This is nothing. And oh. And you could dodge. You have to. There's a dodge roll. And you basically gotta survive, and you get some really crazy, wacky weapons throughout your. Every time you play it, you have your own unique dungeons and weapons that show up. It's all randomized. Oh snap! You gotta pay attention to so many things going on in some areas. You gotta pay attention to so much, and you could tip the tables to hide behind them. You gotta pay attention to so much. It really keeps you on your toes, especially when you're playing with multiple people. Oh snap! Speaking about staying, the dodge roll, you will avoid a lot with the dodge roll. Before you know it, you will love this game. You will love the chaos, the quirky enemies, the quirky characters. There's more characters you could choose. Oh, I should have dodged. More enemies you could run into. See, I dodged under the. So yeah, that's just a little example. I don't want to go all out. Let's keep it short, you know. But yeah, it's one of those games that don't take my word for it. It's really fun. Play it with your friends. Try it out yourself. Okay guys, now here I have Dead Nation. This is the PS4 edition, which is the Apocalypse edition. I played it on PS3. I completely played it on PS3. It's amazing, and so amazing that I had to get the PS4 version and play it again. This is one of the games I really like, top-down shooter style games. It's really good. It's really good. You guys really should check it out. I don't even have to show gameplay. They have a little trailer that plays, and hopefully it plays soon. Okay, here we go. As you can see, there's always gotta be a zombie apocalypse game on my list. I'm a big zombie fan. But this one is really good compared to, I haven't seen a game, top-down game, that is really so detailed. It's got decent graphics and details in the world. And there are quite some spooky areas, some really spooky areas, and from nothing, all of a sudden the situation turns completely tense. Chaos all over. It's really fun. It's a really fun game. I've always played it co-op, split screen co-op. I think you could play it online. I'm not sure, but I always play it couch co-op. Um, it's very enjoyable. The chaos is there, the bloodiness, the gore, all the arsenal of weapons to go all out chaos. The variety in enemies is not only zombies, as you can tell. You're gonna run into some more stuff and different types of zombies and all that throughout the campaign. And there's also a score system, like a high score system that is definitely online, where you compare your high score to the world, to the whole world. It's really good, man. I can't sell it enough. This is one of the games you guys got to try it out, especially if you like that chaos top bottom shooter style games. But don't listen to me. Try it out. And here we have Hotline Miami. Hotline Miami. It's a 80s retro top-down shooter. It's fun. It's really hard. It's really gory and chaotic. It has this whole synthwave, vaporwave aesthetic to it, this game is so cool. It's on so many levels. Everybody should play this game at least once. It's really good, but let me show you. So when you start a level, you gotta choose your character, the character you're gonna play as, which is basically the same character, it just changes the mask. I'm gonna go, and this is how the game looks, which it looks simple, yes, but oh my god, it could turn so chaotic. So I only got my punches, so I gotta go in and kill this guy, grab the weapon, oh snap, and I'm dead. I'm dead immediately. And then you start over. You basically keep trying until you get it right. Oh snap, he's coming. There, got him. Now you gotta try to pass the level. You only got one chance to pass it, or then you gotta start over again. Grab this sword. Oh, I didn't even see that guy up there. So this is what the game, and you keep trying and trying and doing different runs, trying over and over. Oh, that's all the bullets I had. I can't believe I just threw Oh, he got me. The point is, you keep trying. It's so addicting. It's so addicting to keep trying to surpass your first try. It's so addicting, and sometimes you could do so good. Oh, you could do so good, and a lot of the times you'll do so bad. And I understand a lot of people won't find this fun, but trust me, later on it gets so chaotic, and it's really addicting. The thing about this game is the word is addiction. Damn! But don't take my word for it, guys. You gotta try it out yourself. You really gotta try this out. It actually is a really fun game. You can check out the scene. You gotta go all the way over there. You can really check everything out and plan efficiently. But it is my opinion the right way to play this game. Just go in guns blazing all out and keep trying until you get the right rhythm. And trust me, the music will hype you up, and you will find the right rhythm for you to play this game. This game is so badass. But yeah, like I said, don't take my word for it. Try it out. You won't regret it. Try it out. And here we have a game that's very close to my heart and my preference. You know, Helldivers. Sony Entertainment made this amazing game back in 2015. And I always expected them to make the great new one, the part two or whatever, because this game to me was amazing. It was really good. And it's a top-down, chaotic, action-packed shooter that has the added element that you could by mistake kill your friends. You could play up to 4 players, couch co-op, or online. It was just one of those games that I played so much and I got into so much. And yes, it had many flaws, but it was so good at the same time. And I was just expecting the next one to come out, and it will, it would eliminate the flaws of this one and just be so much better. But here we are, 2021, and I'm still waiting. But nonetheless, this game for me is one of the best. It really, truly is one of the best experience of top-down shooting action. So in this game, you have your little home base, where you could go to your armory computer and you could customize each part of your character to make it your own. You could customize the colors and his helmet, armor, and look of him. You could customize the weapons. You unlock weapons and you keep upgrading the weapons and they turn even better. Some weapons overheat, some weapons run out of bullets. Different types of weapons. You have your what I would call your skill tree. You know, you have all these different skills you could choose from, and you could only choose. I think it was 3. You can only choose a certain amount of skills and gear you could take to the battlefield, and depending what you take could determine if you're successful in the mission or not. And then there's also the perks, the abilities you have that make your character unique. The abilities that you'll depending on what's your goal, you change this, like heavy armor, more acceleration, healing. So besides besides that, it's there's 4 exit pods right here because it's up to 4 players, which is really awesome. And it has this basic map where there's 3 factions. There's Earth, Super Earth in the middle, which is your player's home, the humans. And then you have 3 factions, which is the cyborgs, the Illuminate, which are basically just AI robots, and the cyborgs are human robot hybrids. And then you have the bugs, the planet, and you gotta conquer the galaxy, protect Earth from these different factions. It's really cool. Let me see if I could choose actually. If I could choose a simple mission. Just, I don't think there's a possibility of simple missions at the moment. Let's check if I could take a simple mission that I could show off you guys. Every area you go conquering planets, and if you complete a certain area, you get a planet reward, which in this planet is a unique cape. So completing different missions, it changes every I forgot, every week or every month. Everything changes and you different rewards. It's really a replayable game. It's so good. It's so good. So once you chose what planet you're going to attack, you jump into the hell pods and you dive. If you're playing with 4 players, all 4 players have to jump in. Select drop location. So on the map, I chose very easy, just to show this, show off the game. I'm gonna choose to drop right there. Everything is strategy based, and you gotta have a plan. You basically have to have a plan. Oh my god, I had a loadout of all the robots because I was playing with my friends. Forgot about that. But all terrain. So basically over here, before you go into battle, you choose what you want to take with you. and I don't even remember because I haven't played this. Even though I love it, it's an old game. That's why I've always been waiting for the new one. So I'm gonna choose acceleration, and I'm just gonna keep the robots. Like, why not? Let's put. I remember I used to use the healing gun, the healing backpack when I'm flying solo. And there's tanks, motorcycles, radars, the turret. I remember the turret. And it could really get chaotic. It's so chaotic and so fun. Don't get me wrong, it's so fun. The acid gun, oh my god. So this is bringing back so many memories. You run out of ammo, you could take ammo instead of taking a unique weapon. All these are unique weapons. And I think I'm gonna take the force field. Let's take the force field and let's just go in. And then this is what they call hell diving. You fall onto the alien planet. So let me see if I can remember. Oh, grenade. Why did I throw a grenade? Let me see if I could remember how to do this. So that you could get down.
Negative.
There was a way. There was a way which I'm trying to figure out or remember. To summon your gear. Oh, there we are. This is how you summon your gear. So you basically gotta press the combination. And the reason why this is hard is because in the middle of chaos, when you're fighting enemy, putting the correct combination really becomes a challenge. It really does become a challenge to put the right coordination. So if you'll miss so many times and everybody will be like, call the robot, and it's like, I'm trying. I really love this game so much. Like I said, it's one of those games that's close to my heart. So basically you gotta achieve the mission you came here to do. Let's see if we can find some enemies. Should be really low on enemies since I chose easy. But you basically could run around the world, motorcycle, tanks, or mechs like this. You could run on foot with your squad. You could play solo. As you can see, I could play solo, but it's only recommended in the lower difficulties, not really later on. I think there's some enemy right here. And as you can see, so the funny thing about this game, and what I consider to be the cool thing about this game, is that you could call, and I missed, you could call, there's basically friendly fire and you could kill your friends by mistake. I got down on the floor because I called the turret. And the turret is chaos. There it is. Now the turret will automatically kill all the enemies for you. It's really one of the best backups. But they could also destroy it. The point about the turret is that if I stand in front of it, it will kill me as well. There, as you can see, and you have if you're playing with friends, they could come and revive you. But right now I'm by myself, so this is it, boys. I'm down. Or I could press and revive myself, basically. But having a friend to pick you up is so much faster and more useful. It's really meant to be played with friends. And I know right here you don't see much chaos, but trust me, it could turn into a shit show. It really can. Everybody's summoning things. You could even call something. For example, right here, you could even call something, and it could fall on top of you by mistake. Like, oh, you know, you just happen to be running here. That's it. It's over. So many hilarious situations there. They give me one life when you're playing solo. Actually, I think everybody always has one life. After that, you better survive. The game's difficulty is really no joke. But don't take my word for it. Everybody should have tried this game by now. It's an old game. but it's always been one to be close to my heart, and I really enjoyed so much. So I'll leave it there, guys.